Live from Soho, New York City, it's Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern.
AKA The Rabbit today. Welcome to the show. We talk all about wearable electronics, and as you can see, we're in full-on Halloween mode.
Yeah.
What's on today's show, Phil?
On today's show, we are going to give you a discount for stuff. EL Wire, 10% off everything in the Flora and Wearables category. Electronic Halloween, an update on all the cool Halloween posts that are going on the Adafruit site. Ada Lovelace Day just happened. We'll talk about our heroes in the world of tech. A cool new tutorial from the Ruiz brothers, 3D Pixel. You guys are going to love this. We'll show this crazy thing Becky's wearing on her head. We've got Component of the Week, Material Spotlight.
We'll share with you a new material or something you may have heard of before.
And Q&A. You have questions, Becky has answers.
If you would like to ask questions during the show at any point, you can post them up in the comments below this YouTube video or on Twitter or Facebook or Google+, and we will rope them into the next show, making you eligible for the giveaway.
Okay, today's giveaway is...
The giveaway is this EL Wire starter pack in Aqua, so you too could get started on your own mask. And I have questions already from last week that people submitted to do a drawing for the giveaway. So I love to answer your questions and post them up, and if I answer them, you'll be eligible for the giveaway.
Okay, let's pay some bills. First up, the code is ELWIRE. This expires tonight at 11:59 p.m. Use the code ELWIRE, 10% off everything Adafruit store in the Flora and Wearables section.
Probably including EL Wire.
Yeah.
If you would like some EL Wire, you can use code EL Wire to get a discount on your EL Wire.
That works too. Okay, it's Wearable Wednesday time. Becky, what is going on in the world of electronic Halloween?
There's just every Halloween post on the blog ever. So if you go to the Adafruit site, every day you're getting new ideas for your Halloween costume. On Monday, we posted up a bunch of Tron-themed costumes, and then the weekday before that, we did a bunch of Iron Man costumes. So we're trying to give you a comprehensive look and inspiration for Halloween projects, getting easier and simpler and faster to execute the closer we get to Halloween. Because if you haven't started your Halloween costume yet, you might not want to make the super crazy, involved one. You need to make something simpler. So. And there's also, we're posting up projects that people are posting in the forums. So if you have a cool build you want to share with us, you should post it up in the forums or tag your project on Twitter or Google+ with Electronic Halloween, and we're looking for your projects to post on the blog.
Yeah, and during the show, I'll be tweeting the show links and other information that's going on. So when you see me over there, that's what I'm doing. I'm not just chatting with friends. I'm chatting with everybody.
Right, because you did. I'm just answering some emails over here.
Sorry, this isn't so interesting. This is boring over here. I'm just going to go over here and check the face status or something. Okay.
The face smash. Okay, also this week was Lady Ada Lovelace Day.
That's right.
Which is the holiday, her birthday? What is it?
Celebrating, that's right. Celebrating the Countess, Lady Ada Lovelace. Mm-hmm.
Commonly regarded as the first computer programmer.
Yeah, there was some discussion because people said, "Oh, the first female computer programmer." No, the first programmer. Yeah, Babbage had this machine. She actually wrote the software, and there's a day-long celebration, October 15th this year. And on Adafruit, we had a post per hour celebrating women in tech that maybe don't get the recognition during the rest of the year. Things are changing, progress being made, but there's a lot more work ahead for all of us to celebrate folks. Becky, who is one of your heroes?
It might be cliche, but definitely L'Amour.
Okay. I'm very lucky too, because out of mine, it's you and L'Amour. I also like to, last year when I did the post, one of my favorite people in tech is Helen Greer from iRobot. So CEO of a publicly held company, best known for the Roomba line of things and also for things like bomb detection and diffusing robots. Really cool person, excellent company, and she's currently working on a secret, maybe it's a indoor drone thing. It's called Spyworks.
Okay.
Fireworks or something like that, but you can check it out. And when they became a public company, one of the robots rang the bell on Wall Street.
So cool.
It was the first robot that rang the the stock bell.
I like
On NASDAQ.
all the stuff that they're into because like there's the consumer stuff, like here, buy a Roomba to clean your floor, mop it, or put a kitten on it. But
Yeah.
then there's also like the iRobot Create that's
Yeah.
like specifically more open with a communications interface that makes it easy for robotic students to like use this already great robot platform to conduct experiments and learn about robotics. So that's really
Yeah.
cool. Like business structure to use a commercial arm to fund more
Yeah.
cause-based stuff.
Yeah, a million years ago, I talked to Helen and Colin, the people who ran iRobot, and helped convince them that this is a good idea when I was at Make. So, okay, well, moving right along. We have a special video this week. This is a little preview. This is the 3D printed belt buckle with Neopixels.
Gemma.
With Gemma. And this is from the Ruiz brothers.
Oh my God, I'm crushing super hard, you guys.
Yeah, they came on the show and tell, and we exchanged some emails, and they did a really cool project. And I'm just gonna let this video speak for itself.
Do it.
It's that good.
Here's a stylish weekend project, a 3D printed LED belt buckle, powered by Gemma, Adafruit's wearable electronics platform. This awesome LED buckle is a 6-piece design that uses Gemma and 3 Neopixels to illuminate the 3D printed cover. You can grab the files from Thingiverse. The complete circuit easily fits inside the buckle cover and uses a small LiPo battery that lasts over 8 hours. You should use transparent PLA for the diffuser. The small lid cover easily snaps on and the buckle hinges clip onto your belt for easy access and a secure fit. You can follow our complete guide for this project on Adafruit's learning system. What awesome buckle design will you come up with? Share your project and let us know by using hashtag #LEDbuckle and subscribe for more wearable electronic projects from Adafruit.
Okay, I let that video go a little bit longer because I wanted to show the cool little Adabot animation that they did at the end.
It's really nice.
Yeah, they did a great job with it.
A+ for effort.
Yeah, today is kind of a monumental day for the Adafruit site. Not only do we have our Wearable Wednesday video, which we're about to show in a second, but we have our Trinket video. We have the 3D printed belt buckle video.
Yep.
We have a whole series of tutorials that we're posting.
Yep.
We're up to maybe almost 350 tutorials in the Learn system.
Are we putting the CC3000 video up today?
That might be up there today too. And then there's also Bluefruit
That's coming soon.
coming soon.
Ooh, videos
Yeah.
are fun. I like
Yeah.
YouTube is like my favorite thing.
Yeah, one of the things I like about the videos we do is, in addition to it being fun, it's good information.
Yeah.
And speaking of, so here is.
Yeah, let's move it right along. We have a big show today. We
yeah.
don't have to dilly-dally talking about how much we like YouTube. This is this week's project. I'm wearing the bunny helmet. We also have the Triceratops helmet that I would like you to put on,
Yes.
Phil. I'll turn it on for you.
This is much better.
Wait, let me biggerize it for
They
you.
make me wear a helmet around the office all the time, so this will be a welcome upgrade.
I thought this was funny because here in New York City we have a really popular Halloween parade, and the Halloween parade gets a little crazy. It's really crowded, and it's kind of awesome. You wear a helmet and it's glowing and it kind of defines your personal space. But anyway, we made a video about this project, and we'll share it with you now.
Last time I had a helmet on, you sprayed water at me.
I'm not going to do it today, I promise.
Okay.
I know you have a bad connotation. All right, here's the video. If you're looking for an easy, fun, and glowing Halloween costume this year, hang out with us for a few minutes and we'll show you how to make these EL wire animal masks on a bike helmet. We're inspired by Tom Newsom's Glownimals project in the UK, which he exhibited at the Elephant and Castle Mini Maker Fair earlier this summer. Plain wire supports the glowing design, and because the helmet straps securely to your head, you have a lot of freedom to design whatever character you want. The finished mask isn't as safe as a regular bike helmet, so ride carefully or just go to that party on foot. We're using 19-gauge galvanized steel wire to create the basic shape from our sketches. Wrap the wire around the helmet and twist it tightly with a pair of heavy pliers. Use more wire to support heavy or long parts of the design. Doubling the wire over and twisting creates more stability. Wrap any pointy wire bits with masking or gaff tape so you don't stab anybody, then it's onto the electronics. Figure out where your inverter battery pack will go, then secure it in place with some Velcro tape. Plug in your first strand of EL wire and start attaching it to the wire frame by wrapping clear thread around both wires. Twist ties or little bits of solid wire come in handy to hold the wire in place as you go. You can create broken lines in your design by adding pieces of heat shrink tubing wherever you don't want the EL to glow. If you do need to cut and solder EL wire to complete your design, we've got a tutorial for you on the Adafruit Learning System. Then use a flexible measuring tape to estimate how much EL wire your design uses, and double check your inverter's specs. This 4x AAA inverter can power 3 to 4 meters of EL wire for about 7 hours. While clear thread creates an instant connection, for rocking out all night, you'll want to glue the wires together every couple of inches using E6000 craft adhesive, which takes about a day to dry. EL inverters make a high-pitched sound that you may find annoying. A bit of hot glue on the capacitors inside will help dampen the noise, or, just stick it in your pocket so it's not near your ears. These masks look great in a group, and they're a blast to make with friends. So share yours with us on our weekly show and tell on Google+. Tag your project's Electronic Halloween.
Okay, and we're back.
I think you cut off some of my dialogue.
Oh, did I really? I'm so sorry. I was getting ready. I was like, we're moving the show along. We're moving the show along.
It's cool.
Okay.
I don't remember what I said at the end of the video.
It's
Subscribe for more Halloween costume ideas from Adafruit.
Yeah, I would bet you it was something like, and show us your EL wire helmet. I bet you it was that.
Here are the EL wire helmets. They're really fun. I was really surprised at how fun they are to wear and build, both.
Yeah.
When we came up with this project idea, I was like, well, yeah, this is a cool idea, but it's actually really super fun. So you can build your own. It's really easy. Just get some wire from the hardware store. Highly recommend.
Yeah. I'm going to keep mine on.
We're going to trade off. I wore mine for the first part of the show.
I'm not taking it off.
Your turn now.
Okay, Becky.
Okay, we're going to move on and talk about component of the week, right? Which, no surprise, is EL wire this week. We've done EL panel before, but we have a lot of different stuff for EL wire than we do for EL panel. So I wanted to show you how versatile it is. We don't have the overhead camera. We're just going to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, look at all the colors we have. Ooh. We have aqua, which you're seeing in the picture, right there. And this one is white. So all EL wire apparently is aqua to start out with, and because that's what color the phosphor is on the wire. And then the casing can change the color. So white looks pink when it's off because it has a slight pink to counteract the blue and make it sort of white. This is the plain aqua. It just looks clear. Then we have orange, pink, blue, yellow, and green EL wire. The red and pink and orange are a little bit not quite as vividly bright as the aqua because you have to dampen more of the spectrum that's coming out. But it's a really cool material. It's made up of. We have some pictures of what the inside looks like right here. EL wire works by having a solid core wire coated in a phosphor that, when excited with electrons, glows. And it does that by using alternating current between the phosphor-covered core and the two corona wires that are on the outside of the phosphor. And this is a photo from our EL wire tutorial you can find on the Adafruit Learning System for how to solder to it. You have to solder to the corona wires and the core wire. And then an inverter takes DC current from the batteries, or we have a plug-in one too, and transforms it to AC current for the EL wire. So the way it's able to excite the phosphor is by very rapidly alternating the current. So it's actually an AC device, and therefore can't be directly controlled by a microcontroller. But it's glowy, it looks like neon, it's cold, it's awesome.
I'm gonna break our format a little bit because I have a question that I'm gonna ask on behalf of everyone. So one of the top questions we have is, there's some noise from the inverter. Is that normal?
Normal.
Because EL wire, the inverter will always make a high-pitched noise. Some people can hear it very clearly. Some people can't. Is that a normal thing?
You're over 60, you might not be able to hear it. Yeah, it's normal. The battery-powered inverters that we have, and most battery-powered inverters you'll find, will make a high-pitched noise. We can hear it if we put my mic next to Phil's. Ooh, do you guys hear it?
Yeah.
And it's because you're converting the power from, AC current is very rapidly, it's a wave that's happening, and there's a vibration that occurs inside the inverters, usually the capacitors. And so in the video you saw me put a little bit of hot glue on them. It helps a little. Okay. But if it really, if you're out on Halloween, it's probably loud and you get used to it. It's on your helmet.
So next time someone asks, we'll just send them a link in the Triceratops, and Becky will tell you. It's totally normal for there to be a high-pitched noise.
Totally normal.
Okay. Do you want to talk about this next video that we're about to show?
Sure. Wait. First, I have.
Oh,
one.
you have.
I just have a few more. I don't have too many more demos. I just have this is another EL product that we have that. I wanted to show you in person because we have a photo of it, but it animates. So it's flowing. What it is two intertwined strands of EL wire in the same casing. and it has a dial, and you can adjust how fast or slow the flowing happens. And so that's cool. It comes with its own inverter attached because there's a lot of different networks, whatever, wire junctions in there. Yeah. And then we also have these USB cables with EL wire in them that the flow animation rate is faster or slower depending on how much power is flowing through the...
Yeah, it's neat because it looks like it's charging your phone.
It's so funny.
Yeah, people really like these. And they use them, and you can use like a Minty Boost or a little 5-volt power supply and make that as part of your costume.
Yeah, you
That's
can.
Really
yeah, it's like, this is charging my phone and lighting up at the same time.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you say it looks like it's charging my phone.
It does. It looks like those are the things that are charging it.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have another EL wire project. Oh, we haven't even gotten to the first video yet, have we? Oh, I'm so sorry.
We have a couch video, and then we have a cool bow video.
Yeah, so the very first video I made at Adafruit when I joined was this EL wire couch video, and I found this couch in my old apartment. It was there when I moved in, and I attached EL wire to it, and I had a fun time making the video. It was the first time I got my hands on Tom's music, which was really inspirational and fun, so I edited this video like to the music.
Yeah.
And
I like that nothing is safe around you now. Like, it's going to get EL paneled, LED, Gemma fluorid.
Well, you know, but people get down on me when they're like, Becky, what wearable electronics are you wearing right now?
Yeah.
What are you, a phony? And I'm like, excuse me, do I always want to be the center of attention? Well, yes, but no. Like, come on.
Yeah, the beach. Becky, where's all your wearable electronics?
Well, the solar bag's really good
okay,
at the beach.
See? Well, it's not a bad question.
Normally, I'm not wearing any LEDs. Anyway, enjoy this EL wire couch video and jam out.
All right.
hope you enjoyed that musical interlude.
Yeah.
EL wire themed musical interlude.
You were saying this is only one of 2 videos you've danced in?
Yeah, I only dance in videos featuring EL wire when the lights are off.
Yeah.
It's the only time I feel safe to answer.
Right. Okay, well, we have one more video.
Okay, for Halloween, if you don't want to make a mask and wear a bike helmet all night, you can make a really cute hair bow or bow tie trimmed with EL wire, and we have a short video showing you all about that as well. Sweet. So make one of those. It's really fun, and I get a lot of attention when I wear it. Sometimes I forget I'm wearing it, and I'm like, why is everybody like looking above my head? Oh.
It's the bow.
It's the bow.
It's the bow. Okay, component of the week. No, sorry, material spotlight. We're deja vu. Yeah, material spotlight.
So for material spotlight this week, I just wanted to show you some different fibers for linear fibers. So thread, floss, and yarn, and explain to you the difference.
Okay.
Because I get questions about it a lot, and I thought I would just tell you. Why not, right?
Yeah.
This is just regular sewing thread. It's actually a cotton poly blend, although they make it in 100% polyester and 100% cotton. This is by one of my favorite thread brands, Coates & Clark's, which, fun fact, bought the patent from my great-grandfather for the machine that winds thread onto spools.
It's a small world.
Yeah, right?
An interconnected small world.
Another kind of sewing thread that you'll see is this clear stuff, and it's just plastic. It's like very thin fishing line, and that's what I use. It's meant for quilting. You put it on the in your sewing machine because you're going over lots of different colors of fabric, and you don't want the thread to show. But I used it you saw in the video about the masks, and for EL wire a lot, often. But that's your standard thread. Thread is what you put in the sewing machine. You use with a needle and thread to hand sew things like the bow, and then in the second picture you put it in your sewing machine. That's from our sash tutorial for our badging system. And then also to do a zigzag stitch over top of conductive thread this is our chameleon scarf project. So regular thread, super handy. This picture is moving on to yarn. So this I used regular thread in the chameleon scarf and a zigzag stitch to make a drawstring for the scarf, which was knitted out of very thin yarn. This is a thicker yarn. Yarn is a thicker material, usually made out of wool, acrylic, or cotton, but also rayon and many other natural fibers. And you usually see it in your sweaters, in the knitting machine, on your knitting needles, and in your crochet hooks.
Which one do you like to work with the most? Generally speaking, I know.
I like knitting probably more than sewing in terms of like pure joy of the craft.
Yeah.
But I think I like the things that I can make with sewing better than I like the things I can make with knitting.
Yeah.
And crochet is the bottom.
Yeah.
But embroidery is somewhere in the middle, and this is the third linear fiber I'd like to talk to you about. Embroidery floss is almost always cotton, and it's a stranded, very colorful fiber, and you can separate the strings to make a thinner line and use it for embroidery, kind of like here we have I'm looking right at it. Here we made this anglerfish embroidery with embroidery floss, and you see how you can control the thickness of the line with the thickness of your fiber. So it's kind of like sewing, but for a decorative finish, and there's lots of different stitches. And then for yarn, I also brought to show you a sensor that was made by knitting conductive yarn in with regular yarn, and what happens is when you stretch it, the conductive yarn fibers are pulled against each other and the material becomes less resistive. So you can use it as a stretch sensor to measure, like you could put it in the elbow of your sweater or something.
That's great.
But those are the main differences between thread, yarn, and embroidery floss. It's just a very basic intro to these different linear fibers you might use for making some of your projects.
Yeah. I like how in our learning system we have a project that covers each or all of these. So if you have expertise that has nothing to do with electronics, you kind of get a head start.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, when we were doing the Element 14 challenge, we had like a hangout with the competitors to like wrap up, and some of them were already very experienced crafters, like Linda, who made that color camera.
Yeah.
She was saying like, oh, the sewing was like the easiest part, and I've been sewing since I was a little kid, and the coding was so hard. And then you got Alex, who was making his Wake on Shake navigation glove, and he's like,
Yeah.
I got this programming thing, but like the sewing was so hard.
Yeah, no, it's cool that they each come from different angles.
Yeah.
And what one person considers easy is another person considers hard, and that was neat that they all came together.
It is cool, but
That was a
you-
good contest.
Yeah,
That
it was a good contest. But so like if you're into electronics, you can always learn this stuff. There's similarly rich communities for crafting DIY online. So like I like that. Yeah, you can feel empowered to take on wearable electronics projects, whether you come from electronics or from wearables crafts.
Just a reminder, the code is ELWIRE, 10% off everything in the Adafruit store in the Flora and Wearables category. Use this code today. Use it now. Okay,
Get to the chopper, build your Halloween costume.
the goggles, they do nothing.
Wear goggles whenever you need
Yeah.
to.
Okay, the first question is, hey Becky, do you know if it's possible to pulse an EL panel using PWM?
No, because of, EL panels being, as we mentioned earlier, is controlled by an AC current, and PWM is a square wave. It's a direct current,
Can't do it.
controlled square wave.
Yeah.
So you can't do it. Can't be dimming your EL panel.
I'll answer one other question that keeps coming in. Is there RGB EL panels?
Doesn't
No.
work that way. Doesn't
No.
work that way, guys.
Yeah.
It's emitting light because of a chemical process reacting to like high oscillating,
Yeah.
alternating current.
The only thing I can think of is like put them on a spinning fan and turn them on, and you don't want to do that.
There are EL sequencers you can use to make things
Yeah.
flash, but like you can't dim it.
Yeah.
It's one brightness.
Next up, hey Becky, I want to know if it's possible to connect 2 or more rings of light to the Flora, or should I use LEDs in ring formation in parallel to connect to Flora? By the way, greetings from Belgium.
Oh, hello to Belgium. It's like the evening there.
Yeah, 6 hours out, I think.
So, yeah, if you're talking about the Neopixel rings, you can attach 2 of them. The one has an output you can change to the input of the other one. But look at Phil B's Kaleidoscope Eyes Goggles project on the Learning System. He shows you 2 different ways, how you can wire the inputs together to the trinket or gemma, or you can wire one's input to the other output. Works
Okay.
both ways.
Next one, it's a 2-part question. Becky, sorry if it's a simple question, but is it possible to use a gemma plus some accelerometer and LEDs to create this thing?
Ooh, jellyfish dress.
Yeah.
That's cool. Gemma, the accelerometer library, we haven't gotten working with Gemma yet, so the accelerometer, no, but if you want...
Use a Flora?
yeah, you can use a Flora. There's 2 ways. Like the sparkle skirt code would work fine with the accelerometer and Flora pixels. Or if you're just looking to detect like whether there's motion at all, you don't need to use an accelerometer. You could use a tilt sensor, and we have one in the shop. It's a really simple little analog component that just has like a tiny little metal ball inside a can, and it like touches different contacts. Just so it could like trigger a light sequence, and that would work fine with Gemma because it's just a digital. It's a switch basically controlled by motion. So look that up.
Next up, is it possible to use snaps with the Neopixels also?
Sure. If you're talking about soldering them onto the board, you can solder them onto the back of the Neopixels. The pad is a little smaller than the Flora pad, but they're far enough apart that our snaps that we carry in the store probably won't touch each other. Be good.
Okay. And then last question. How many Neopixels can be chained together before they draw too much current for the Flora to provide?
That's not the limit for how many pixels you can add is 2-part. It's not about how much power the Flora can provide, because the Flora is designed specifically to deliver power straight from the battery pack to the pixels so that you can power a metric butt ton of them.
Yeah, that's the official measurement of Neopixels.
Yeah, metric butt ton. And so the Flora eventually will run out of memory if you have like a couple thousand or something. But nobody's reached that limit yet. And then you're limited by what power supply you can deliver. If you're working on a big thing with lots of pixels, you might have to splice in additional power supplies down the line in order to deliver the amount of current.
Okay, Becky, how do people get their questions to you to answer on the show? How do they do it? How do they do it?
You ask in the comments below this video, right there, below my name, where the comments are. You can post there. You can post on Google+. We have an event on Google+, for the show.
On any of the blog posts where you say ask questions?
Yes, and there's a questions blog post every week. On Twitter, you can shout out to me or to Adafruit, Carrier Pigeon, Facebook, wherever. It's just, yell it real loud on the internet, and I'll get it, and I'll put it in my bucket, and you'll be eligible for a giveaway.
On Ask an Engineer, we don't get as many questions about wearable electronics now because people say, I already have my question answered on Wednesday. I have another question about something else. So they do that.
Well, and you get eligible. You don't have to answer a trivia question to win on my show.
Yeah.
You just have to ask a question.
Okay, today's prize.
EL Wire Starter Pack. I have it in my hand.
Okay.
It's aqua.
Yep.
the best color of EL wire, in my opinion.
I think so too.
Okay, and everyone who asked a question today got their name added to this bucket. And the winner is Data Cats.
Woo!
Now you know that it's possible not to pulse an EL panel using PWM, and you can build something with your EL wire starter pack.
Trust but verify. Now you can prove that that is true, that you can't do that. Okay.
Congratulations, and we will see you next week on another episode of Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern.
That's right. Thank you everyone who's been tweeting and supporting the show. This week, Show and Tell is 9:30. Ask an
Saturday.
Engineer at 10. And then we have just 2 more shows in this month for Make the World. If you're into making prosthetic hands, which counts as wearable, we're still doing that. So tune in this Friday at 8 p.m. And also, you can watch any of these.
Archived on YouTube.
Archived on YouTube. Ooh. Okay, we'll see everybody next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.